Ladies and gentlemen, alright, it's no secret that Ranting for Vengeance is a moron. He constantly spews garbage from his mouth, but today, I found the pinnacle of his idiocy, his idiocracy, his buffoonery, his shaboingery. I'm talking worse than this James Gunn video, worse than this Superman video, worse than anything and everything he's ever uploaded, because RFV, he looked through time, he saw the Batman Part 2, and it was woke!
So the spasticated Matt Reeves Batman crime saga, the Penguin TV show, has won multiple Emmys. And on top of that, people are hyped for the gay Batman Part 2 starring Kurt Cobain.
Yeah guys, remember how gay Batman was when he kissed Catwoman? Couldn't believe it, man.
And I can safely say that not only is this whole retarded saga woke, but it's also massively overrated. But before we get into it, if you like these type of videos and you want to help out the channel, maybe consider subscribing or supporting me over on Patreon. So as you can see, the Penguin has already won 8 Emmys, mainly for the score and the prosthetics and makeup. Now I haven't watched the Penguin.
Oh my god, alright, so you admit that you don't watch it, and then he's probably gonna turn around and say, "It's woke, guys, it's woke and it's terrible," even though I didn't watch it, and he's gonna throw a temper tantrum about it like a fucking child.
Now I haven't watched the Penguin. I've already seen all the seasons of The Sopranos, and I didn't really need to see another one.
Ranting for Vengeance is trying to insinuate that the Penguin is a ripoff of The Sopranos, but how would he know if he didn't watch the Penguin? Suspicious.
Colin Farrell, I don't really care if the guy's Irish, I think he sucks as an actor. People bitch and whine about Nolan taking away the comic book elements of Batman, but in this overrated portrayal of the Penguin, Matt Reeves changed the character's name from a real name that people actually have just because he thought it sounded too comic booky.
The shortening of the name from Oswald Cobblepot to Oz Cobbs, because some fans have noticed.
I can't 100% answer that, but because I don't know everything in Matt Reeves' mind.
Gay? What do you mean by gay, bro? Can you just, like, smell gay people? Can you just, like, that's a gay? I mean, I guess he was a little flamboyant in his speakings, but he hasn't done anything for me personally, and most normal people to think that he's gay. I know this is a really weird tangent that I'm going on. This just really caught me off guard, you know, the whole gay thing.
But, I would say that, largely we all kind of felt like Cobblepot wasn't a real person's name. It's like, kind of felt like Cobblepot wasn't a real person's name.
Oh my god, guys, can you believe it? They changed the Penguin's name from Oswald Cobblepot to Oswald Cobb! DC went woke! Seriously though, this is the hill Ranting for Vengeance is willing to die on. They changed the Penguin's name, and the entirety of Matt Reeves' Batman is woke garbage. Also, how does this relate to the Batman Part 2 being confirmed woke slop or whatever?
It's kind of a silly name back in the day when that was okay, because it was a, you know, comic books for kids.
Fuck you!
If you're retarded and you can't see that Matt Reeves is going against the comics and all of the characters...
Dog, it's a singular name change. Why are we, actually no, not we, why are you acting like the Batman is some sort of giant middle finger to Bob Kane and Bill Finger? Why are you throwing a temper tantrum over this, bro? Why is this the hill that you are willing to die on?
Then you might not really be a Batman, DC, or a comic book fan. If you're not willing to stand up for these comic book characters who are being changed by shitty filmmakers who have not read the comics.
Yeah guys, if you're not willing to burn down DC headquarters and publicly decapitate Matt Reeves like he's a French monarch over them changing the Penguin's name, you just can't call yourself a real comic fan, bro.
Now big anti-woke YouTubers are
me personally, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Now big anti-woke YouTubers are saying that the Penguin was one of the best things that DC has put out in the last 10 years. I don't really care for that whole anti-woke crowd. I think that they do a lot of grifting, and this is an example.
You serious?
Does he know? Like, genuinely, does he know? Brother, you are part of the anti-woke crowd. You're the grifter. You're the liar. You're the problem. God, he's so far deep in the anti-woke agenda that he doesn't even identify with the other anti-woke grifters.
The Batman and the Penguin were shit. They race-swapped characters, they made Batman some gay weak Nirvana listener.
Once again, remember how gay Batman was when he kissed Catwoman? Couldn't believe it, bro. Almost walked out of the theater because of how gay it was.
Filled with feminism and handicapped political inserts. Once again, if you can't see any of that, go screw yourself. Case in point, this professional retard, Jeffrey Wright, who already played a race-swap character in the Bond franchise, played Commissioner Jim Gordon, a character that he knows nothing about. A character that Frank Miller really defined in Batman Year One, making him a hard-boiled detective. And Jeffrey Wright did not play a hard-boiled detective in The Batman by Matt Reeves. Jim Gordon is canonically a redhead, so this is a stupid race swap. Stop whining about racism and go back to the hood.
That's an interesting way of saying that you're not a racist. Telling a black man to go back to the hood? Definitely not something a racist would say. Who am I kidding? I'm fully convinced that Ranting for Vengeance would say the hard R if he could get away with it. I mean, hell, he probably already has behind closed doors.
Next up on the chopping block of spastication.
Okay, alright. Side conversation. Can someone please tell me what spasticated means? Like, I've never heard anyone other than Ranting for Vengeance say. Is it an Irish thing? Let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely lost here.
Next up on the chopping block of spastication, we have this Matt Reeves Batman fan account here. And just a little side note, all of these fan accounts for Superman, Batman, Fantastic Four are the absolute cesspools of cringe on Twitter. It's why I barely use it, because every time I open up the app, I see some paid retard who has never read a comic book in their life. But anyway, this moron says, imagine trying to put white eyes on this. Yeah, I don't know what your point is. I can imagine it pretty well, because Batman has always had white eyes.
Okay, alright, giving my 2 cents on the whole Batman white eyes debate, I would want to see Batman with the classic white eyes, but at the same time, I also think that the current live action suits without the white eyes look good, right? Is it weird that I like them both? Because, you know, both are good, in my opinion.
Because Batman has always had white eyes. It's not some circumstantial thing where sometimes he has them and sometimes he doesn't. Every single episode of Batman the Animated Series, every single comic. So just because you like some retarded Twilight gay emo eyes crying every 3 seconds in the movie doesn't make it objectively good.
Once again, bro, we're just straight up lying, right? Because Batman barely cries at all during the movie. The only time he cries is during the hospital scene, bro. It is one time, bro. Man just can't even show emotion, and you're like, oh, he's gay. That's gay. Any emotion is gay. There's no emotion in my household. Oh my god, Ranting for Vengeance would be a terrible parent. Daddy, when I grow up, I want. Did I just catch you showing emotion in me house?
More accurate to the character of Batman, I should never see Batman's eyes or what emotions he's feeling. And that's the argument you'll hear. Look how good the emotion is and how good the acting is out of Robert Pattinson.
But the acting is genuinely good, alright? Why is he dismissing genuinely good acting in favor of minute details like Batman not having white eyes or Penguin's last name being changed?
Stop coping. This isn't an upgrade or comic accurate. I don't want to see some gay guy crying throughout the entire movie.
Man, I'm getting tired of the homosexual accusations, bro. Like, he kissed a woman. Batman kissed Catwoman. How much more straight can you get? That's like top 10 straight activities, is kissing women.
And before I continue, I have to make it clear that I was a massive fan of The Batman by Matt Reeves. When it came out, I saw it in theaters like 3 times. And the reason was because I'm a massive fan of film noir and hard-boiled detective noir fiction. And at the time, The Batman was the closest we've gotten to that in recent years. And there's still stuff in that movie that I really like. Now, all my criticisms still stand. It's not comic accurate. Batman is some gay dude who cries and listens to Nirvana.
Hey, bro, why Nirvana catching strays, bro? What did Kurt Cobain do to you? He's been dead for like 30 years. Why is he catching strays, bro?
The race swaps and all that stuff is still trash.
Are these white privileged assholes?
Okay, so y'all gotta stay with me here. The reason Catwoman is saying this isn't because Matt Reeves is a liberal soy boy. It's because Catwoman, within the Batman, is a victim of abuse and a racial minority in an extremely corrupt city. And I just know Ranting for Vengeance is gonna go on about some crazy rants about how Matt Reeves is probably like a mafia or something.
Hidden behind all that, there is a good movie in there somewhere in the rain-soaked Gotham where Batman is actually a detective. And that takes us to this tweet, which was the subject of some controversy because a lot of people are fake fans who do not understand noir or hard-boiled fiction because these people don't really read books or watch old movies. Which, side note, that isn't really a hard thing to do. All you have to do is kind of use your brain. But some guy posted up some shots from from the Batman saying the world's greatest detective. And yeah, I think this looks good and maybe even better than the original because it fits the tone of the noir kind of tone that the film was trying to go for, with the voiceover and the rain and the investigation and the femme fatale, even though she was race swapped.
Hey bro, correct me if I'm wrong, alright? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the universal law was that so long as Catwoman's a baddie, no one really cares if Catwoman got race swapped.
This person here, who I've seen before having some really woke and special needs takes all across Twitter, actually says something good for once. Genuinely surprised that there's not a black and white version of this movie. It literally seems like a no-brainer. And I'm not even able to read all of them out because there's just so many retards who took offense to this, saying that why would you ever drain the color out of this masterpiece? Why would you ever put it in black and white? And the original poster had to actually say it that, yeah, the movie was kind of a detective movie. That's why I said it should be in black and white.
That's great and all, bro, but how does this prove that the Batman Part 2 will be a woke disaster, right? It's in the title and the thumbnail, and all you've done is just read Twitter and whine about how, down to the last minute detail, to the last subatomic particle, it's not comic accurate, alright, bro? You're not delivering on what I was promised.
You know, like the way a detective movie would be. And of course, these people don't know what any of that means. All of these bots are incapable of watching something that came out before the year 1990. They have no recollection of Humphrey Bogart, Robert Mitchum, Raymond Chandler, or Mickey Spillane, Dashiell Hammett novels with Sam Spade.
We get it, bro. You have a hard-on for noir detective films and hard-boiled fiction. Now, can we please talk about the Batman Part 2 being a woke disaster? Alright, that's what I came here for, and you're not delivering.
People in this generation literally don't know anything about that. It's why they're incapable of liking movies like Dirty Harry, Cobra, Sin City, because a lot of movies and works that came out in the 70s, 80s, and even now today, like The Batman, are tributing classic noir fiction and movies. And to be honest, I'm kind of sick of trying to explain all this shit. You either know about it or you're retarded. And also, since the very beginning to the Frank Miller, Denny O'Neil comics, the entirety of Batman the Animated Series and Mask of the Phantasm, Batman has always been a noir character and world. And some fake fans just can't understand that. Moving on, once again, somebody tries to say something that is actually comic accurate and gets attacked for it. This guy edited the Batman suit to make it the actual colors of Batman's costume, which in my opinion looks way better than the actual suit that they used in the movie.
Okay, I see what Ranting for Vengeance is saying here. I don't really like the way he said it, but to play devil's advocate here, this batsuit does look really good, alright? I can't lie, it looks really good.
Once again, you have armies of people attacking people who actually want Batman to look and be in a world like Batman. Everything woke, race swapped, and gay is peak and fire, and everything like this, or the last post that wanted Batman to be in black and white like a noir, is mid and corny and goofy because these people do not understand the character. And I'm gonna end this off with some majorly handicapped cringe. Greatest show don't tell moment in all of comic book cinema. Now, I'm sure other movies had great show don't tell moments, but apparently this is the best one of all time.
Muted cause it's gay. Bro, what is your obsession with homosexuality, bro? Like, why are you like, oh, this is gay, that's gay, everything's gay? Like, what's your obsession with gay people, bro? Are you one of them? Are you one of the closeted gays? Are you part of the gay police, the gay Stapo? What's your deal, bro?
Yeah, so instead of giving Batman an actual backstory or revealing it over time, we just destroy the legacy of Batman's parents and include a scene like this, where he stares like an autistic gay.
What level of mental illness is this? The legacy of Batman's parents weren't ruined, and here we have Batman relating to this child through his own experience of losing his parents. He doesn't stare like an autistic gay, you absolutely media illiterate troglodyte.
That's the end of the line for the entire argument. These movies and TV shows, no matter how many awards they win, are not comic accurate. People like this who don't like the black and white noir look or the white eyes or the blue suit are not real comic book Batman or DC fans. Oh yeah, and finally, Batman is Bruce Wayne. He's not some weak homo who cries his eyes out at every single thing he sees. The Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves Batman crime saga is entirely and absolutely retarded.
Bro, I don't know why this guy keeps throwing shade at Robert Pattinson when Robert Pattinson mogs him in pretty much every conceivable way. Like, genuinely, bro, who does this kid think he is, bro? Like, you know who he reminds me of? Actually, no, not who, what. He reminds me of, like, that Rick and Morty copy pasta where it's like, to be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. Like, he's the type of person that would watch Rick and Morty and unironically say that. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Be sure to become a channel member and join my Discord server, link in the description below. I'm trying to boost that shit so that we can have our own server tag. Comment of the week status goes to my goat, Max Poker Bruh 2794, who says, yeah, the Has-Been Hotel fanbase has a crazy weird side, like every other fanbase, right? The reason he's saying that is because I made a video on the Has-Been Hotel fanbase last week. You should go watch it. It's pretty fire, in my opinion, but what do I know? I'm the guy who made the video, so, you know, I'm a little biased. My ears hurt from the amount of whiny bitch baby I've had to hear while making this video. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of the Ranting for Vengeance videos, but there's one reason I keep doing them. The views! Anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you guys all next week, and I'm out. Peace. Pop out 1 in the morning, I got gooning on my mind. TS is so the jump are calling all the time, and all these goofy sigmas glazing when LeBron is shooting fives. But I can't get to mewing, I got gooning on my mind.